Hello guys, in this video we will talk about standard APIs. As we see in the agenda, we means the API integration we can do it by two ways. One is standard API and another is custom API. Standard APIs are the APIs which Microsoft has provided, which are out of the box APIs. Microsoft has covered all of the most of the entities, I would say. So Microsoft has provided out of the box standard APIs for most of the entities, which we can see the list of entities here. So if you talk about companies, so company is one entity. We can uh, get the company information details. So company information, countries or region, currencies, employees, items. So if you talk about finance related entities, sales related entities, purchase related reports. So all these standard APIs are already available. We just need to call them to get the information. So example, we'll see if we talk about sales order, how the sales order API page looks like. I've added a sales order and sales order lines API pages. So if you see here, page type equal to API, which means that this is an API page. So here also you can see page type is equal to API. And if you notice here, it is extensible equal to false. So these are all the standard APIs, standard APIs which cannot be extended. So which means whenever you are building a custom API, we have to do it from the scratch, and we have to copy this, and we have to save as and start with the requirement changes. So apart from this properties, you notice entity name, entity set name, and caption, API version. So these are all the set of standard properties which we need to add it while developing a API. So this is one part, and to means how we can where we can see these APIs. So I'll provide at the end of the videos. I'll provide the reference. You can get it in the GitHub, or I'll let you know how we can see these API pages when you install a Docker container. Uh, so to call these standard APIs, we need endpoints. So which endpoints you are going to trigger it? For example, in the SaaS version, if you see, this is a URL which you are going to access the SaaS version. So to use this one, so means how we can generate an endpoint for this. So this is my tenant name and this is my environment name. For calling the standard API, so this is the syntax. So HTTPS apu.businesscentral.dynamics.com/v2.0 user domain. So which means domain name is this one, and the environment name is this one, and the rest is common. And this is company ID, companies/company ID. So I'll tell you what is this. This is a company's entity, and which company details you want, you can mention it here. So this is an example, the same which I showed you. And for the custom API, so this is how it looks like. So we just need to add two more properties, which is API publisher and API group, and rest is same. So this is just an example of it. So apart from this, if your endpoint is for Docker container, suppose your API is, sorry, if your URL is this fashion, so this is your sandbox name and instance. So how your API, sorry, endpoint will looks like: base URL, port number, server instance, API version, and entity set name on this one. So for example, sandbox 7048/BC, API v2.0, companies, company ID, and which entity is this one, and the tenant. So notice this tenant is very important. So we will, without the tenant for accessing the on-premises or the Docker container, it won't work. So this is very important. The next one is for the same custom API, we have to add the API publisher and API group. Next one, We will talk about REST methods. REST methods are four. One is for get, to get the details, get the entity details, and post is to create data in the entity. Patch is to update, and delete is to delete the record. So for example, get. So I'll say this is the same endpoint for customers to. I'm using get, and authorization leave it. I've used the basic authentication to get the customer details. And for the post, same thing. We have to add a content type here. The header is application slash JSON, and next one is we have to add a body. So which are all the mandatory fields to create a customer entity? We will add it, and once we click on send, it will create it. Same goes for a patch. Same entity, same endpoint. uh, we have to mention the customer, which customer you are going to update. Customer ID, we have to mention it here. Apart from that, in header, content type, and the if match equal to start, these two other properties we have to add it. And in the body, we have to add which are all the fields you are going to update it in customer table. Delete, as you know, the same endpoint and which customer you are going to delete it, you want to mention it, and no need of body. So, okay, so we'll see that in a demo. So I'm here in the Postman, and I've built this set of folders for easier way. In my previous video, I've explained about authentication, authentication, basic authentication. Now we will talk about standard APIs, which are these four. First, we will talk about Git. So, as I said, the endpoint is this one till here. Okay. So if I remove this one, what will happen? We'll see. So this is my standard endpoint. I'm just giving an authorization, and I'm not doing any body, nothing. So I'm just getting the information. So here I didn't mention any entities. So what the system will do? It will give me the list of entities available in the business central. So companies, subscriptions, items, environment, posting groups. So all these are all the set of entities already available. So notice here we need a you cannot directly call the customers, because in which company the customer records you wanted. So first we need to call company. So control set. So I don't need to which company I'm calling. So just I'll add companies, send it. So which will give me the list of companies available in the business central. Okay. So there are two companies available with me now. So you can see this is the ID of the company. So which we need to mention it over here. That and so which means that same endpoint companies and this information I'm passing it, which means that this company information details I want to fetch it. So I'll just send it. So it gets a require data of that particular company. Suppose I want to get a customers list or items list. You just need to mention which entity you want it. So in my whole example, or in all my series of videos, I will take up with the customers and some sales order information to explain some expand query filter. So most of the things I'll take customers for easier understanding. So I need a customer information. So this is my uh, entity set name or URL of the customer. So now I got the list of customer available in the particular company. So you can see the list of customer here. So which is just by calling the get function, and this is the endpoint of it. So this is a standard API. I didn't do any modification, or I have not created any customers API page. So this is out of the box API which is already available. So you just need to follow this endpoint and you will get the customer details. For a simplification purpose, I'll show you in the in the post. See in my post, I'm just calling this same thing. See if you notice here, it's a tenant ID, environment name, and the company ID. So the same thing is there in the get, but whereas I have used the variable here. So I can use here just for your understanding purpose. I can remove this. Where is a variable? Where I set it this variables? So if you click on this collections, so for example, first this is a collection. These are all the folders. This is a collection. Demo is my collection, and these are all the folders. And this environment. So currently I'm not doing anything in environment. There are two ways you can do set a variables. One is against the collections. If you click on this collection and which collection you are working on, and if you see it here, you can set the variables here. So I've set the variables for tenant ID, environment name, and the company ID. So what are all the details you want, you can just set it here and just use the same name over in the here. To use it, we have to use our bracket, and inside that we have to mention it. So if you take mouse over there, it will show you what is the value of the tenant ID. Same goes for environment name. This is my variable name. I'll just remove this variable name, and the same goes for company. Please make sure that it is a case sensitive. Same thing, I'm just copying pasting it. So I need to get the information, so it will just fetch me the company details. So this is my get and post. So I want to create one customer. Same endpoint, nothing I'm changing. Customers, authorization basic, headers. I've added a content type which is application/JSON. The body. Body means which are all the mandatory fields to create a customer. I'm just adding these things. So display name, customer, company, this one types. We're just sending it. So which means that system will create this customer, and if it is successfully created, I'll get a status as 201, and which customer got created, it will show up 700 test customer, company is a type, and this is a address line, and this is address line 2. Okay, you just take this ID of the customer, which is this is my customer 700, and we'll go for patch. So you got to know get is to get the customer details, post is to create a customer, patch is to update some details customer. Same endpoint, at the end I'll add customer ID. Okay, so this is my customer. If I send a get details, it will get me this particular customer details. So I want to, instead of address line 133 OHIO code, I'll make it 34. Instead of test customer, I'll make it test customer 1. So I'll say patch, and in the authorization same basic. Headers, one more information passing, which is if match star. Okay, the body is this one. I'm just sending it, and the response is 200. Status same ID 700. So now we can see the display name is customer 1, address line is 34 old code. So what are all the information you want to update on the customer? You just need to pass which customer you want to update it. That's it. This is patch. Next one is delete. As the name suggests, it will going to delete the customer detail. Customers, and just adding this is my customer. I'm going to delete it. Authorization basic, headers nothing, body nothing. So I'm just sending it. So it's deleted. no content return, which means that it is deleted. If it is success, then only we will get a 200 series messages. If it is not 200 series, then it is not success. Now we didn't get any response, which means the customer got deleted. So I can make sure it. So now suppose if I send the same request, it will I'll get an error saying that resource not found because customer is no more in the business center. Thank you.